Okay, greetings. Today's July 21st, Wednesday, and we'll do a little market recap here. If you remember from my last recording back on last Friday, we talked about some major supports and resistances and how they were important to look at, and we talked about a few more that we're going to be looking at this week. This is our 2-week chart right here, going back to the 7th, and you can see I've labeled off important support resistances that I feel are important. We're on a 15-minute chart here on the S&P 500. We're still waiting for this support here to be hit. This was I did the last recording right here on the 16th, and we were talking about this point right here, whether or not it was going to be important or not. And the way we left it in the last video was we didn't know if it continued to go down at market open on Monday, which is this day right here, barred off by these two bars here and the single bar right here, which is all the 19th. If it went down at market open on Monday, then it would be an insignificant. If, however, it was the market went up and then came back down, you can refer to the last recap video where we talked about this. This would indeed become an important support point. And that's indeed what it did. The market gapped open and came down, as you can see, uncanny. It kicked right off of this, and this right here undoubtedly was a great signal to go long on. And it had a fairly, not great, but fairly nice follow through for a few points. Now, another point that we did recognize last recap was this point right here. We talked about 1054. A major point, pullback point. And as you can see, market on Tuesday gap down and indeed knocked out that exact support, and as you can see, it bounced right off of it with a nice sweet follow through here. So those, these supports and resistances are fairly important. This one right here, this support right here, not major, but pretty, we identified it on Friday, and it did indeed. I wouldn't use this as another support or resistance right here, so I would just get rid of this right here. And that one's done. This one right here was a fairly important support, but what I would do instead of keeping this as a support here, I would grab this thing right here and I would pull it over to this point right here, and let's use that as the new support level. It's pretty close to the same, a little lower, but we'll go ahead and use that. This one, although important, after each time a support or resistance gets hit, it becomes less important, and this did happen quite a while away, which means there has been a lot of buying and selling in this period right here, and a lot of these people who bought or sold at this level have already been shaken out. So I only use this as a one-time touch, which it did right here, and we'll reset this right here because we have a new batch of buyers and sellers right here, and we'll set the new support right here. But this one right here, way back here on way back here on the 6th was extremely important, and we'll go ahead and keep that one current. Even though there's been a lot of buying and selling going on here, I will probably only use this for a one-time touch as well because of that. Now, what's important going forward? Well, this top right here, obviously very important, somewhat important right here. I would look at this as being a major, somewhat important right here. Generally what you'll see in a situation like this is price to break through this resistance right here and knock into this resistance right here, and undoubtedly will be some nice signals there with a pullback for a good short. This right here, again, it's something I would pay attention to. This support resistance would be at 1088 even, and of course this support here at 1051 even. Right now market is all finished for the day, and so we went ahead and set our support. So these support and resistances, the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 5 are the ones I'll be looking at going forward, and looking for signals right around those major areas, and you can look for those. But the ones we identified last week on Friday, looks like they paid. So anyway, that'll do it for today, and we'll have another market recap on Friday. Okay.